All right, beautiful souls, we're going to hop right on into this reading, see what's going on with you and your person off the bat. The energy here is a little funky, a little bit. So for some of you, it's going to be real funky, and for some of you, it's just going to be kind of like something manageable, something fixable. This is a general reading for the collective, so only take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Of course, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that you like and comment below. Okay? So let's first find out what's going on with you and your person. We'll get into their personal message, their divine truths in a little bit, and we'll use the Lenormand as a clarifier. But for right now, we start off with the Stalker card. You know what? A lot of y'all are being watched. Stalker's a strong word. For some of you, it's a little bit more closer to stalking, and you're going to want to be careful. But for a lot of you, your person is just watching you. Like they're really trying to think of how to approach you, or they're thinking about what it was like to be with you. How can they fix whatever the problem may be? And let me clarify off the bat. Not all of you are in twin flame situations. Some of you have soulmates, not twin flames. Not everybody has a twin flame. I know y'all get hyped up on the craze, and it's like, but I believe twin flames have missions, twin flames have sacred journeys, twin flames, it's a very deep, intense bond. It's not some run-of-the-mill type thing. Not all twin flame journeys are the same. Not everyone's dealing with a third party situation. And twin flame separation doesn't always mean that you're separating because a third party came in or somebody was necessarily super toxic. But sometimes people aren't ready for that journey, especially if one of you is enlightened to what's happening and the other isn't. It's hard to explain what you're feeling energetically and spiritually to that person because they don't understand, they don't get it. And sometimes they have to separate and feel the separation and the connection, realize that, damn, like this person isn't physically around me, but I'm always feeling like they're around me, or I feel like I'm still linked to them, still connected to them, nobody compares to them, blah 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 blah. Like they have to go through this list of emotions, they have to go within, self-evaluate, figure out self-love before they can come into union. And a lot of times when those kind of separations happen for a twin flame, they watch you. If they know your social media, if they live in the same neighborhood, if y'all got friends, even if you live in different states, if y'all got friends that know each other, they're always finding some way, even if it's subconscious at first, of like asking about you. What are you doing? What are you up to? They might find themselves scrolling on your page without even knowing how they got there. It's just energetically that drawn to you. Okay. But for some of you, I feel like the Stalker card represents an individual that's trying to come between the two of you. It doesn't have to necessarily be someone like an ex or anything like that. It could be a relative. It could be, family members that don't think y'all belong together. It could be a friend that's jealous or doesn't think that this person is right for you, or vice versa. Or just someone who thinks one of you is below the other one's standards, whatever those standards may be for y'all or for that person. So when people are talking about karmatics that are trying to cut into a situation, it's not always a lover. A lot of times it comes out that way, or it comes out that it's somebody who wants your person or wants you, and they'll do what's necessary to try to create a wedge between you and that person, whether it's lying, making up stories, making up stories about what the other one's doing, lying to you about not really feeling like they're into you and da 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 da, but the whole time they are, and they're plotting behind you and that person's back. So you're gonna have to take time to really center yourself. You guys know how these work. Resonate. Only take what resonates for you. Don't add on anything to your situation. Stalker has a double meaning here in this reading. For some of you, it's your person watching you. Okay, this could be pre to coming into a relationship, or this could be while you guys are in separation. You can feel it. You might even see them sometimes slip up and like a picture or two. Everybody does everything through social media now. But for some of you, I feel like you're dealing with someone old school, because we have the bushes here. And it's not that, okay, some of them might literally be in a bush, so, but it feels like they know how to watch you as you move around in public. So you might live in the same neighborhood. They might know the places that you like to go to, and sometimes it's not even on purpose. They just end up where you are, and instead of approaching you and saying, hey, we're running into each other, they just watch you. And I feel like they're doing that because they don't know how to approach you. Something happened here, and it makes them like, I don't know if they're really going to talk to me. I don't know if I want to put myself out there like that. What else do we have? We have boiling point. They are at a boiling point with this situation, with this just watching you from the far. And again, I also feel like if your person has someone in their ear talking trash, and they know it's a lie, they're seeing more and more that person's lying to them because they've been watching you. Like that person could be like, oh, so and so is running around with such and such, or so and so's mom don't like such and such auntie, and they were fighting over you, and da 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 da, or something crazy. Whatever's coming out of my mouth is what channels in. Take what resonates for you, right? But they're at a boiling point because they're like, I know this person is lying. I've been catching them around town. I've been watching them. I've been checking their social media. They're not doing anything crazy. They haven't broken their regular routine. I don't see anybody new around. I don't see anyone arguing. I don't see them participating in drama pretty much. And so now they're at this boiling point where they're like, I want to be with this. I'm tired of just watching. Like, I'm tired of just sitting back here watching, letting this person talk ish in my ear. And for those who might be dealing with a person that is in a karmatic relationship or has a karmatic ex, they have a person that just doesn't want to go away. They're not sleeping with that person. They're not dealing with them. It's just that person doesn't want to go away because that person is stalking them. They're at a boiling point with them. Like, I done had about enough of your shit. Like, I literally just I heard two voices, a masculine and a feminine. So your person is who your person, whoever it is, one person was like a feminine and their voice was kind of raspy, and the other person was a masculine and their voice was kind of like melon tone is what I would call it. And both said the same thing with the same kind of intensity. Like, I done had about enough of your shit, to whoever it is in their ear, or whatever ex won't just leave. They're like, can you just stop? Can you just go away? But for your watcher, they're also at a boiling point of sitting on the sidelines. Like, I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. I want to make a move already. It's reaching a climax pretty much. Because they're daydreaming. I just heard, I'll be dreaming of you tonight till tomorrow. Selena, I just channeled that. So somebody here could be a Selena fan. Or that's like you guys' song. Or it's you guys' song. But they daydream about you a lot. You're on their mind constantly. And you know what? Daydreams have been coming out in readings continuously for the collective. Y'all are either daydreaming about something you want to do in life or daydreaming about love. But I feel like when it comes to your person, they're really just caught up in this nostalgic moment. I feel like for some of you, I feel like you know who this is, but you haven't dated them yet. That's what's coming in. You know who this is, but they haven't asked you out. They're dealing with a situation or they're trying to clear something out. And both of you are kind of daydreaming. But if you were wondering, it seems like they add more detail to their daydream, if you know what I'm talking about. They give a little bit more detail, honey, to that daydream. But they definitely, again, a boiling point. Like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of just dreaming about it. I'm tired of this other person in my ear. I'm tired of just watching them from afar. I want to make a move. How do I do this? I got to figure this out. Because all they see is love when they think of you. I just heard, all you need is love. So all they think is love. Whenever they think of you, see a picture of you, when they're on your social media, they see you smiling or happy about something, and they're like, I want to be a part of that too. Don't be smiling without me. Man, don't be over there like all cheesing, sitting there. I just heard on rooftops. Maybe you, okay, that's interesting. Maybe you guys, you know how in some houses you can climb up to the roof and actually sit down? In fact, that just triggered, in the Selena movie, there's a moment where her and Susie, they go up on top of the roof, and that's when she first says that she's looking at the moon and she's dreaming, because whenever she's on stage, she feels like she can be whoever she wants to be. So that could be a significant scene for you guys, because it's so vivid in my mind right now. So maybe on some dates you sat on the roof, or maybe there's something about, especially if this is someone you know, like a friend, and you guys just never crossed the line, that could have been like your hangout. Some of you may have a house with a balcony, but there's something about rooftops and dreaming. dreaming of being in a relationship and being all that you guys want to be. Maybe you've talked to each other about your dreams, not necessarily just relationship oriented, but like if somebody wants to be an actor, if somebody wants to be an engineer, whatever that dream is, like you guys, when you're chit chatting, you're able to share those type of things. And I feel like you encourage each other. And right now, when that person daydreams, that's where their mind goes when they think of like dating or being in a relationship. It's like, I can share all my dreams with this person. All I see is love. When I'm looking up at the sky, all I see is love. That's what's channeling in. We have, there's still hope. They have faith. There's still hope in this connection and trying to, for some of you where this is a friend and you haven't made a move yet, that friend is like, there's still hope in this soulmate connection. Again, for some of you, you're in a soulmate connection, not necessarily a twin flame one, and for others it is a twin flame. Whatever floats for you, tap into your intuition to center in on what that is. But it's like it's almost like it's a romance novel, like The Notebook or something. Like these are the things that are coming in. I feel like you guys might be like romantics. I personally don't like to say hopeless romantic because not everybody is a hopeless romantic. Some people are just romantic. But I feel like maybe that's what you do in your pastime. Either they love romance movies or you do, or maybe y'all like reference movies to each other a lot when you're in certain moments because they're bringing up a lot of music and a lot of movies. So that could be how you connect. But they still have hope in coming towards this union. So if you had a bad separation, and by bad separation, I'm seeing people argue just having a hard time getting on the same page, including some of these twin flames I'm seeing here. It's like you're just barely understanding each other. It's like somebody just misses the mark, and then it sets this tone where instead of kind of like calming down and talking about it, you argue about it, and that's why you had to take a break. You were pretty much like getting on each other's nerves. It wasn't toxic in the sense that you necessarily made each other feel bad about each other, but like you just sometimes couldn't seem to get along, couldn't seem to be on the same page. In other words, speaking almost like two different love languages. But I feel like your love language is similar. The way that you guys are like into these movies and these songs, it feels like you have a similar idea, a similar goal. It's the in between, it's the gradient. How do you get there? So it's like you both believe in a happy ending, or you both believe in a deep connection, but your definitions for what it is for each other is different. And so something gets lost in translation when you're trying to talk. I feel like somebody also may have a strong spiritual connection, a strong faith belief. It doesn't have to be a particular religion like Catholic, Muslim, and etc., though some of you may be because those two just came in. But it could just be that one of you takes spirituality very deeply, very seriously. You might be intuitive yourself. You may be a reader yourself. You see things. And whilst they believe in spirituality, it's like they don't quite believe wholeheartedly in what you see. And so again, something gets lost in translation. But during this separation, for those of you that are separated, they're starting to notice things. Like they didn't notice synchronicities before, and now they can't help but notice it. And again, boiling point keeps trying to come back. So whether it's someone in their ear, whether they're the stalker and it's just noticing all these synchronicities about you, like appearing in the same grocery store when you're there. They had no idea you were going to be there. You know, going on Instagram, trying to look at something work related and somehow ends up on your page. Talking to a friend and that friend just brings you up when they literally they made the decision in their mind. I'm not going to think about him or her. I'm not going to focus on that person. I'm going to just do me today. And then all of a sudden it's like everything that pops up involves you. I mean, walk past a perfume store. Oh, it just so happens to smell like you or your cologne or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they can't run from you. And now it's kind of driving them crazy because they might have been a skeptic for a long time. Like, yeah, I believe in spirituality, but not like visions and all that, which makes no, look, I'm going to just say that makes no damn sense, but to each his own, okay? But right now we're going through great awakenings. And so people who have a hard time believing, they're going through timeline changes and quantum leaping. They don't know what the hell's going on anymore. They're questioning all things that they thought were reality. And again, sometimes the separation isn't because two people are having an affair or anything like that. It's because two people are having a hard time understanding each other. They want the same type of love ending, but they don't know how to express it properly. One person could be more stern when the other's more soft, and they don't know how to exchange. Somebody can be, too much in their masculine. Sometimes a divine feminine is very in her masculine energy and doesn't really allow the quote unquote man to express his masculinity. And that can be a problem in a relationship too, and vice versa. So it's all about figuring out how to communicate and translate things to each other. And this person still has hope that there's a possibility. We have try again. Yep. So again, for those of you in separation, they're at that boiling point where it's like, I can't take this. I want to try again. I'm still hopeful. Whoever's been in my ear, I don't see anything that they've been trying to claim is going on. For others, where it's like a friendship and you haven't necessarily started a relationship, you might have on and off kind of like hinted to things, maybe flirted a little bit, and then you stop and they're like, no, I want a serious try this time. I don't want like we went on a cheesy ass date. It wasn't even something that we would do just because we were trying to see how we would work as a couple. Like, in reality, I'm going to give you guys, like, this is the golden rule, and it's going to always be like the icing on top. Whether it's a twin flame, a soulmate, deep, deep, rich soul connections always start off or have to incorporate being best friends. You have to be able to love all the different, love unconditionally, all the different forms of self. You can't present yourself as what's the word I'm looking for here, Spirit? You pretty much can't be fake about what you are. When people go on dates, they show you what they think you want to see. And I feel like some of you might have tried going on a date with a friend and both of y'all put out there what you think the person wants to see. Because another thing that happens when it's friendships trying to turn into romance, a lot of times you've seen the kind of people that you've both talked to. And you're like, oh, I'm not their type. No, I don't do that. They go for this type of man, that type of girl, that type of this, that. And at the end of the day, if they're attracted to you and you're not like those people, what does that tell you? That means that all those other relationships didn't work for a reason. But some of y'all will still go on these dates and act like a whole new person instead of just be you. Be the you that person started to fall in love with. Be the you that person started to see. And let me give you another hint. It's not about always falling in love. No, at some point you have to feel uplifted in love. You have to feel both grounded and rooted, but lightweight all at the same time. And this is something people have a hard time connecting with because a lot of self-love has to play into that. You could be dealing with a person that at some point in time, they had an issue with self-love. That also might be why their faith was kind of like half-butt a little bit. Like, okay, I believe in spirituality, but not all of the parts that actually make it spiritual. Just a thing. Just like a thing exists and it created something and then here we are. Right? And they could be watching these psychic readings too because, again, they're starting to notice that the reality that they were used to accepting, it's not real. It's an imitation. And with you not being around, all of these things keep leading back to you. Everything comes back to you. So whether they're dealing with an ex that's trying to put a wedge or a relative that says one of y'all ain't fit for the other, they're starting to not care about any of that. And again, this is a collective reading. So some of you may resonate with all of what I'm saying. You may resonate with a part. It's like, think of it like different chapters of different stories all coming together because they're similar to each other, right? That's kind of what this feels like. So this time around, when trying again, whatever your situation is, even if it's coming back into a relationship, again, at some point during a relationship, people put on airs. It's about not putting on any more airs. When you try again, be you. If you've evolved, which by this point a lot of you have, and if they've evolved, that's the you that you bring to the table. Not the old you, not the thing that didn't work, okay? We have trickster. Yeah, see, there's somebody here. There's someone here playing tricks with y'all. But I also feel like somebody is mistaking, like I said earlier, someone's possibly mistaking someone for their twin flame or more so for their twin flame. And really they're not. They're not your twin flame. This could also be the person that's trying to put a wedge between you and your real twin flame. They're coming in dressed up nice. A lot of karmatics can do that. They can come into a situation where they're like a false flame. They're all of the negative, to put it bluntly, they represent all the negative shit that the person has to clear out. the things that they thought they liked about a person and always led to a bad or abusive relationship, and they got to clear it out. They're to make a person go to their boiling point so that they have to reevaluate and cleanse. You're not meant to hold on to triggers. You're not meant to hold on to traumas. You're supposed to cleanse them out. When people say things like, I'll never get over, that's a choice. It's a choice to say, I'm never going to get over something, because you can heal from everything. Once something becomes a past, it's no longer a reality that exists anymore. Now you have an option. The only thing that keeps it alive is you clinging to it. Someone here is dealing with some type of false flame. It could be an ex, again, trying to put a wedge between you and your real person. And so they're coming in here being tricky. This could also be why some of you broke up. Not necessarily third party, but you could have felt like the person you were dealing with was being kind of sneaky, being, not revealing all of themselves. Because what I'm feeling here is this trickster card is not just representing someone who plays games. It's representing someone that didn't show all their hand. They didn't show all their cards. And notice how he has a card he's pulling out his sleeve. It's like, I didn't show you everything. And so now you're questioning whether, when this person comes back to try again, for those of you who this is your soulmate or twin flame, you're questioning whether or not when they come to you, they're going to be the real you. Remember what I said, when people go on dates, they show you what they think you want to see. They play a trick for a minute. I'm not going to show you my real hand. I'm going to show you what I think I need to do to get in the door. And so now when it's time to try again with that person, y'all going to have to be 100% real. This is no 50-50. This is 100-100. Keeping it all the way 100. Period. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the year of the 5. No more half-assing anything. No one brings half to the table. You bring all to the table, or you bring nothing to the table. That's where we are right now. And you're seeing evidence of this already. But for those of you who feel like you're dealing with someone who is a trickster, they're a sly fox. Some of you, your person just may have that trait of being like really sly. Like, man, he could be really slick with his words sometimes, and that's why I don't trust his ass, because he's, Or you could be dealing with a divine feminine that's very foxy and vixen-like with how she is. Take what resonates for you, because this trickster card has a lot. It's just like the stalker card. It has a lot coming with it. But for some of you, the trickster card is that stalker that's trying to put a wedge, okay? So again, take what resonates. Still hurt. The misunderstandings, the miscommunication, if you were dealing with a person that didn't show you all of the cards or didn't tell you all of their feelings, either you or them or both of you are still hurt from that experience. If you try to, again, half behind date a person that's a friend of yours, they're still hurt that you didn't come with all of yourself. You didn't come showing them. They don't care about who you think they like. They wanted you. And so to go out with you and have you act like something else, that was hurtful to them. And again, I remember I also picked up on a couple where it was like arguing because you just couldn't translate well to each other. And so sometimes when that happens, hurtful things are said, or people assume things. I feel like this hurt feeling comes from a lot of assumptions. A lot of people thinking they know what something was about, didn't know 2 cents of nada. And then we have don't leave. I just heard, don't leave me, girl. Please stay with me tonight. I just heard that. Still hope, try again, don't leave. So for those of you, you haven't left your situation yet. You've been thinking about it. Y'all have been having conflicts. This is how your person feels. It's up to you to truly tap in and pay attention to what you feel vibrationally. Forget all of the surface stuff. Oh, what I think a relationship is supposed to look like. That's an attachment. Oh, how I believe love is, blah, blah, blah. Put that in the back burner for a minute and tap into vibration. Vibration does not lie. No one can bullshit you with vibration. They can only do that if somewhere in your conscious or subconscious you are allowing them to. So clear yourself, center in on yourself. What are you going to tolerate? What are you not going to tolerate? And that will help you determine if the person you're dealing with is either a karmatic, twin flame, or soulmate. Okay? And look, we have negative thoughts about you. Remember what I said? Look at that. In the ear, like talking-ish in the ear. Somebody got someone talking crap in that person's ear, but the individual's been watching you, and they're like, I don't see that. I don't see this stuff that you're trying to tell me is going on with my person. I don't see it. You're playing a trick. Again, that trickster also, for some of you, not for everyone, it's not going to resonate for everyone. For some of you, the trickster is that person that's in the individual's ear talking all kinds of ish, telling them all kinds of lies. And maybe at first they were believing it because they were hurt, and they were like, maybe they are doing that. Maybe they are talking crap. But now they're starting to realize, no, the story's not adding up, because I've been running into them. I know people very close to that individual, and all of them are saying the same thing, which is that person's not doing any of that. So now they're questioning the liar, and it's coming to a boiling point. Let's get into your person's private messages. You've helped me to expand my mind and see in new ways. Okay. Again, at one point in time might have been closed off to the idea of these type of connections. And again, I feel like for some of you, you're not dealing with someone that's completely unspiritual. They just don't translate it or understand it the way that you do. And now they're like, I'm starting to have to. I'm seeing things that it's too much to be a coincidence. And then we have, I've looked at your pictures and I couldn't resist myself from playing. Somebody is on someone's Instagram or Facebook, but I feel like it's more so Instagram. And it led to a situation because they daydream about you. And I'm hearing that again. I'll be dreaming. I'm hearing that again. Don't throw yourself at me. Let me come to you. So if you've been thinking of contacting them, or maybe for some of you that just entered separation, you've been texting like crazy. You've been trying to get their attention. They're like, stop. Let me process what's happening right now, and then I'll come to you. This can also be spirit saying to you, when they start to come back, don't just fall right in their arms. Okay, you have to see proof that they're understanding. You have to see proof that they're willing to put in the right, if they want to try again, you have to see proof of how authentic that is. When I'm ready to settle down, I'll let you know. So some of you, remember that person that wasn't showing all of their hand? You might have been dealing with a person that you assumed they were ready to make a relationship deeper than they were, and they weren't, and both of y'all got hurt because they never said completely that they weren't, and you never said, hey, I feel like you are. Y'all just both kept making assumptions. That's what's channeling in here. I love watching you sleep. You're so peaceful and beautiful. I feel like some of you got somebody astral projecting, but for those of you still in a relationship and or you've fooled around a bit with your person, you know who you are. They watch you when you're sleeping. But again, that stalker card, like someone loves watching someone. Just watching. We have stand in your power. Stand in your power, sexy. I love seeing you shine. So this is somebody that wants you to stop pretending. Be who you really are. Own who you are. Don't question whether they're going to love it. Don't question it. It's about you loving you. And it's about them loving themselves. I feel like that's a dual card. I feel like for some of you, this is what you say to them. This is what they say to you. And I feel like you've heard them say this before to you. Something like it. Like, I love seeing you in your power, or I love seeing you be you. You're your most beautiful when you have no makeup on. You're your most beautiful when you're just being you. I wish we could just start over, completely rewind time. Again, try again. They want to try again. They're like, don't leave me. Don't be sitting on the roof, smiling and cheesing without me. I can imagine our future husband and wife, mom and dad. So for those who are dealing with a person that wasn't sure at first, you might have took them as being tricksters or lying to you, because remember, tricksters had a double meaning. Or there could be someone trying to get in your head, trying to get in the way. They're like, look, it's not that I don't want to settle down, just not right now. Like, maybe you want to be in a committed relationship as a couple, but not ready to put a ring on it. But they can see putting a ring on it. This could have been what led you guys into a separation, because you wanted what you wanted then and there, and they were like, I'm not ready for that, or vice versa. Take what's resonating for you. And so the separation happened, and then all these other synchronicities started showing up, and now they're like, now I daydream about that shit. I wasn't even thinking about it before, and now that I'm not with such and such, I can picture them being pregnant. I can picture walking down the aisle. I can picture all of that in no particular order either. Like, they don't care which comes first at this point. But I still feel like, because so many of you are dealing with a complicated situation, the spirit is telling you to be cautious. And I keep seeing like the judgment card flash in my head. Use your discernment. Use your best judgment. Tap into your intuition. Because whether it's them, whether it's another person in their ear, and we already saw that there was someone talking crap, someone talking negative about you in their ear, there's a fox amongst you. Somebody's really sly, somebody's a vixen, somebody's trying to pull some ish, and you need to have your eyes open. But you know, the fox card isn't just about um deceitfulness. It can also be about a person being very clever and sly in how they're trying to, remember I told you they want to come back around. They're watching you from afar. They're trying to think of how to come back. So that can be another symbol for the fox here for some of you, is they're being very sneaky and sly in how they're going to try and come back in. Because they don't know if you're just going to take them coming to your door, knocking, saying, hey, hello, how are you? So, but there are definitely mountains and hills to get over in this situation. There's obstacles to get over. There were misunderstandings, you know, definitely a lot of misunderstandings, because again, I keep picking up on someone talking ish in someone's ear, but also within the arguments you had. And again, some of you might be dealing with a false flame, and they could be trying to get in the way of your actual connection. And if you keep playing with them, you might miss out on some things. So start paying attention. Don't be blinded by synchronicities that you want to see. Notice what you need to see. Ask Spirit to show you what you need to know and see. Don't be cloudy. Don't make decisions on a cloudy mind. Don't allow yourself to just be caught up in confusion. Right now, a lot of things are unclear to your person and to you. So you need to first clear the air before you try to make big decisions, okay? Especially if it's about getting back together. We have the whip in reverse. That's interesting because normally there's something about the girl here. Somebody might be dealing with a redhead. The whip is normally about, you know, anger and resentment, and it's in reverse. So somebody's letting go of a lot of anger and resentment, but someone could be dealing with a red hair. I'm also seeing a ginger male as well. I'm seeing a male with red hair and like bluish eyes. I'm seeing a girl with red hair and green eyes. They may not necessarily be together. Take what resonates for you. That's just what channeled in real quick here when that card came out. So someone's trying to let go of resentment and anger and control. I just heard let go of control. I don't want to control you anymore. So you might have been dealing with somebody that felt a little too controlling as well. And we have anchor. Interesting, because with this card, I heard the word goals and security. But I'm also hearing don't drown. Don't drown me, or don't drown. So somebody might have felt smothered. Someone might have felt like they were suffocating a bit in the connection, and you're like, don't drag me down, don't drown me. But someone wants to be anchored in union. Again, one of you might have wanted something a little too soon, and that's what made the other person bounce for a minute. Some of you might have been dealing with a false flame, and the divine threw a freaking monkey wrench in that to try to get you to realize, hey, it's not this person, it's they're over here. You're looking in the wrong direction. But either way, your divine counterpart wants to have a secure relationship with you. They want to be anchored in love with you. That's what I'm hearing here. My loves, that was your reading. It went a little longer than I expected, but it had to get out. I pray that you know the parts that are for you, and you resonate with the parts for you, that it gives you some clarity and guidance. Remember, you're responsible for your actions and reactions to readings. If you wish to book a personal reading, you can do so. Link is in the description. Everything you need to know is in the description. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.